Let's welcome every nation with love and pride. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to Morocco. Bienvenue Morocco. أهلا وسهلا في المغرب. كاربوا Morocco.
Hello beautiful people, my name is Aït. Welcome back to my channel. As you saw in my previous Morocco vlog, we explored the stunning dates gorge and finally reached the viewpoint of the legendary city of Yunkai from Game of Thrones, the magical Aït Benhaddou. So all you Game of Thrones fans, this one is for you. We are literally walking into the world of dragons, battles and epic scenes today. This place has been in so many films: Game of Thrones, Gladiator, The Mummy, Prince of Persia. Honestly, if Hollywood needed sand and drama, they came here. And today we are not just stopping for photos, we are actually staying right inside this ancient sar in a traditional kasbah. So basically, we are sleeping in a movie location. Our first stop on the way to Aït Benhaddou, and what a view already! There are a few small stalls here, so it's a nice little place to pause, stretch and take it all in. From this viewpoint, you get your first full glimpse of the ancient Kasbah rising from the earth. Warm clay tones glowing in the sun, surrounded by green palm trees, a quiet river running through the valley, and the snow-capped Atlas Mountains watching in the background. After taking pictures and videos at this viewpoint, we continued our journey towards our stay. Our Kasbah had already arranged a parking spot for us in the new town because cars are not allowed inside the old village. So we parked the car, packed just the essentials for our stay, and then began our little walk into the history. From here, you leave the modern road behind and step by step walk towards the old town of Aït Benhaddou. It is a walk, but it already feels like you are entering a different world. Narrow alleys, little streams, mud buildings, and small shops everywhere. It feels like a maze in the best way. We just keep walking because Google Maps wasn't really accurate here, so we were kind of making our own path through the old town. Finally, we reached the famous pedestrian bridge of Aït Benhaddou. This modern bridge connects a new village on one side of the Ounila River to the ancient UNESCO-listed Sar on the other. Before it existed, people used to cross through the riverbed or even by donkey. Quick tip, if you guys are planning to stay here, which I strongly recommend because it is truly a one-of-a-kind experience, make sure to pack light. Aït Benhaddou is a very popular tourist spot during the daytime, but staying here overnight lets you enjoy the peaceful side of this ancient village after the crowds leave. Just keep in mind you will have to walk through narrow clay pathways, tiny alleyways, uneven streets, little bridges, and steps inside the old town. So carrying heavy luggage here is definitely not the best idea. Walking through here honestly feels like you have entered another world. Everything about Aït Benhaddou feels frozen in time. An ancient historic village, yet somehow powered with solar electricity. And one thing I noticed throughout our Morocco trip, so many cats and dogs everywhere. You will definitely meet a few furry locals while walking around here too.
When did it come up? Probably, yeah. I think it is.
It was not a good.
I did a little quick browsing through the market stalls on the way to our Kasbah too. And finally, we reached my much awaited stay in this historic village. Instead of staying in a modern hotel, we checked into a traditional Kasbah right in the heart of old Aït Benhaddou. Our room had beautiful Berber style interiors, colorful Moroccan details, a peaceful terrace, and even solar powered electricity, all just steps away from the famous filming locations and ancient pathways of the Sar. From the terrace, you can actually see the mountain where you can go for an incredible sunrise view. The whole landscape looks even more magical in the early morning light. And over there, what you're seeing is a granary viewpoint of Aït Benhaddou, another iconic spot overlooking the Sar. Fun fact, Aït means people of, or descendants of, so Aït Benhaddou literally means people of Benhaddou. Benhaddou is believed to be a legendary Berber leader or a local saint who founded this settlement. After exploring our beautiful Kasbah, we decided to have lunch at the cafe restaurant Ches Musa, which is located on the other side of the pedestrian bridge facing Aït Benhaddou. Since it is a quite popular spot, I would recommend calling ahead if you're planning to visit. The food was delicious. After eating so many tagines and tangines during the trip, we were honestly ready for a little change. We had chicken skewers, lamb chops, and special Berber treats, and everything was so good. After lunch, we went to an ATM in the new city to withdraw some more Moroccan dirhams because trust me, you will need it while exploring here. Then we just wandered around towards the main gate of the Sar of Aït Benhaddou. So, what is a Sar? A Sar is a traditional fortified village, usually made of clay or earth, with the houses, narrow streets, and walls built close together for protection. The Sar of Aït Benhaddou is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Morocco. It was once an important stop for ancient trade caravans crossing the Sahara, and today it is one of the most famous historic and film locations in the country. This is a rock crossing at Aït Benhaddou. It is located right in the riverbed between the modern village and the old Sar. When the river is low, you can carefully step across the stones. It is a really beautiful spot too, especially for photos, where you can sometimes catch the reflection of the Sar in the water. After hanging out, we came back to the Kasbah terrace just in time for the golden hour, and it was absolutely beautiful. We spent some quiet time there, soaking in the view, and even met a few Malayalis who had come all the way from Kochi, Kerala, India. It was such a lovely surprise. That is one of the best things about travel. You end up meeting people from all over the world, sometimes even from your own hometown.
Malayalis ആണോ?
Now it was time for dinner. We spotted a Chinese restaurant while walking around earlier, so we decided to try it for a change. The food was okay, not the best, but it did the job. The real adventure started on our way back to the Kasbah. There were no lights at all, and as night fell, the old Sar slowly disappeared into complete darkness. With no electricity and not a single street light, the silence of the village felt both a little eerie and strangely magical at the same time. Finally, we made it back to our Kasbah, and right outside, we met these cuties waiting for us. It was time for a good night's sleep. We said goodbye to these little cuties and headed back to our room, already excited to explore the rest of the town the next morning. Good night from the magical Aït Benhaddou. The sunrise from the Kasbah terrace was absolutely magical. Watching the golden light slowly fall over Aït Benhaddou was such a peaceful experience. After that, we headed downstairs for breakfast, and it was delicious. And with full stomachs and beautiful morning views, we were finally ready to start exploring Aït Benhaddou in daylight. From the Kasbah's terrace, I could already see visitors starting to walk through the narrow mud streets of Aït Benhaddou early in the morning. One really interesting thing about these mud buildings is how naturally smart they are. The thick clay walls keep the rooms cool during the daytime and warm during the cold desert nights. The Kasbah even provided a portable heater if we needed it, but honestly, we had such a comfortable and peaceful night's sleep. While walking through the streets, my partner constantly had to stop and look back to check if I was still following him, because I kept getting distracted by all the colorful little things in the shops, thinking maybe I should buy this as a souvenir. And since most places here only take Moroccan dirhams, He had to keep reminding me, Reka, we only have this much cash left, okay? Honestly, shopping temptations in Morocco is very real. Walking up towards the granary is definitely a workout, so make sure you have enough energy before climbing all these clay steps and pathways. What is Granary of Aït Benhaddou? The Granary of Aït Benhaddou, also called the Agadir, is a fortified storage structure located at the highest point of this historic 17th century site. Back in the day, villagers used it to safely store grain, valuables, and important belongings, protecting them from raiders and harsh desert weather. Today, people climb all the way up here mainly for the breathtaking panoramic views over the mud brick village, desert landscape, river valleys, and surrounding snow-capped mountains. The dogs here seriously have their own gangs. One group seems to rule the old town, the other controls the new town. You keep hearing these loud barking conversations between them all day long, like they are protecting their territories or just gossiping across Aït Benhaddou. The street stalls were slowly starting to open. There were barely any crowds, and the whole village felt so peaceful in the morning. After exploring the granary, we visited a few traditional Berber houses where, for a small amount of dirhams, you can step inside and see how they look. Many of them also have beautiful terraces overlooking the mud brick buildings, the river, and the famous rock crossings of Aït Benhaddou. The views from up there was absolutely worth it. Walking inside these traditional Berber houses was honestly so thrilling. There were narrow, uneven steps, tiny hidden rooms, unexpected corners, and sometimes a doorway would suddenly lead straight out to another street. You never really know where you are going next in Aït Benhaddou, and that's what makes it so fun. These houses were traditionally built like little maze-like structures using mud and clay, designed to stay cool in the desert heat and connected closely within the Sar community. Honestly, one wrong turn here and you might accidentally end up in someone's rooftop terrace instead of the exit. One of the most popular things sold here are the beautiful Berber rugs, known for their bold geometric patterns and traditional handmade designs. We actually got to see them being made inside some of these Berber houses, which made the experience even more special. And if you're planning to buy one, the High Atlas region is considered one of the best places in Morocco to get authentic Berber rugs, often for half or even one third of the prices you might find it in Marrakesh. Yay! We finally found our way back out to the streets. I honestly strongly recommend staying here for one day. It completely changes your experience. You get to feel like a traveler, discovering hidden corners and quiet moments instead of just rushing through the main attractions with the crowds. That feeling of walking slowly, finding little gems on your own, it gives a whole different level of satisfaction and happiness. Trust me, it's worth it. After that, we went back to the main gate one last time and visited the road crossing again before heading back to the Kasbah. It was our final little walk through the Aït Benhaddou before checking out and moving on to our next adventure. We said goodbye to Kasbah El Hajja in the old village and picked up our ride from the new town, continuing our Moroccan road trip adventure. Leaving the ancient Kasbahs behind, the road begins to climb into the high Atlas Mountains through the stunning Tissian Chika Pass. A drive full of winding roads, mountain villages, and breathtaking views at every turn. From Aït Benhaddou to Marrakesh, the journey usually takes around 3.5 to 4.5 hours by car, depending on the traffic, weather, and how many photo stops you make along the way. And honestly, this drive itself feels like a part of the adventure. This road connects Marrakesh to southern Morocco, including places like Aït Benhaddou and the Sahara region. We stopped at a small roadside spot to grab some snacks, and along the way we were surrounded by magical landscapes filled with the snow-covered mountains and breathtaking views everywhere. We also met some Berber people who live in the high Atlas Mountains. They were selling crystals and stones. Honestly, we had no idea if they were real or not, but we still bought some anyway. And if you're wondering about the cold, as a Chicagoan, I actually felt the weather was perfect. One small travel tip though, during snowy days, it is better to start a little later in the morning once the sun is out. Roads can temporarily close because of the snow and ice early in the day, so thankfully we didn't lose any time because of that. We will be reaching the famous Tissian Chika Pass very soon, and I will show you all of that in my next vlog. After that, we will finally arrive in Marrakesh, and I am especially excited because our next stay is going to be up in the mountains. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this Moroccan adventure with us. See you in the next vlog. Until then, stay safe and take care.
Time to say goodbye. Our day was great, now it's time to go home. It's getting late, we've laughed and played under the sun. Goodbye for now, our day is done. Goodbye, goodbye my friend. Goodbye for now, our day is done.